Easy. This is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, then just welcome. This is the last week of February on the east end of Long Island, which naturally means it's cold, it's snowy, it's rainy, and there's ice outside. That's okay, typical New York winter. Okay, so vinyl finds for this week: one DVD, a couple of 10-inch albums, a jazz, and a pop, a doo-wop pop album. So let's start with the DVD, shall we? This is the Ramones. It's Alive, the Chronicles 74 through 96 concert footage from assorted concerts and assorted venues. It is a 2 DVD set, and if I can get it out of the box, I can show you. The booklet highlights the shows, the players themselves. It starts off with obviously the players. It's got Johnny, it's got Joey, Dee Dee, Tommy, Marky, Richie, and then CJ Ramone as well for the latter years. Okay, so what are the shows? Well, they have a couple of really cool ones. They had some early stuff in black and white from the CBGBs. That's there. Surprisingly, the sound quality is not bad. There's some stuff on YouTube that from early CBGB stuff from the Ramones. Sound quality is dreadful, but this isn't actually bad. Also, they have the Max's Kansas City and My Father's Place. Now, My Father's Place is out here on the island, and it was just like the place to play for a lot of the bands who were local bands and then became stars, so to speak. Billy Joel, the Runaways, the Ramones, etc. Also, some stuff from Oakland, some San Francisco, the Old Grey Whistle. I believe that's in Britain. I'm almost positive it is. So, a lot of cool concert footage, a lot of great songs, and if you're a Ramones fan, I urge you to go out and find and buy this DVD. It's a great addition to your DVD music catalog, along with, naturally, The Clash. I mean, you gotta have both. If you're gonna do things right, you're gonna do The Clash, you're gonna do the Ramones in your library. You gotta have them both, guys. All right, on to the 10-inch jazz albums. I bought these in one of my local thrift stores last week, and it was kind of cool. I hadn't been there since the summertime. We had COVID, had kind of really recently respiked here locally, and so we kind of just didn't really go out much. But it settled back down again. So last Saturday was a decent day. My wife and I went out to this particular place in this particular thrift store, and I was kind of lucky. I found some really cool stuff. So let me show you what I got. This is J.J. Johnson and K. Winding, J&K. This is on a Columbia 6i 10-inch album. Really good sounding little record. Let's pull it out there for you. In pretty good shape given the given its age, and there we go. You know, so I was actually really pleased to find this, and the other two that I'm about to show as well. There you go. The next one is another Johnson Winding. It's called J&K. This is on Savoy. It's the sound quality isn't bad, but the actual record is pretty banged up. It's got a lot of scuffing, which leads to a lot of a lot of noise, basically. A few pops and cracks, but basically a lot of noise. But again, you know, it's certainly listenable. You know, would I love to have it been pristine? Of course, but it's a 10-inch album, so I mean, you know, it's been played, so the fact that it's listenable I'll take as a win. And if I run across, hopefully in the future, a better copy, whether it be on eBay or on Discogs, I can augment it with that one, because I really didn't have any knowledge that they even existed, those two records. I'm glad to have discovered them, so now I can look for better copies. The last of the three was Shorty Rogers and his Giants. This is on RCA. Really, this one sounds really good. This one is the best of the three as far as sound quality is concerned, and as far as playability. It just seems to have been kept a little bit better than the other two, maybe perhaps played a little less, as it were. So that is the 3 10-inch that I found. I found this really great Coleman Hawkins and Clark Terry together. This is a promo timesheet stamped on the front on Odyssey Records, and this is basically, I think they were a subsidiary of EMI. If I recall correctly, I might be mistaken. If I am, please feel free to correct me in the comments. This was belonged to a guy who worked for a radio station out on the West Coast, and I bought his record collection some time back. And what happened was, I had cleaned up a lot of the stuff, and he had a combination of rock and some pop, just really common stuff. But he also had some jazz albums that he put inside, and I finally got around to pulling out the stuff that I bought on the jazz side. I cleaned them up and played them, and this was one of them. And again, this has got the guy who worked the radio station. These were his personal copies that I wound up buying. Sounds great. The songs on this one, there's only 6 cuts on this. It's a tune for Tudor, Don't Worry About Me, Just Squeeze Me But Don't Tease Me. That was side 1. And then side 2 is Feeding the Bean, Michelle, and it concludes with Squeeze Me. Again, Coleman Hawkins, Clark Terry. It's a great sounding record, very talented musicians. And then concluding with some doo-wop. This was also from this weekend's purchase of records, and I bought speakers too. I don't think you can see it, but it is. I bought a couple of speakers right here. When I do my updated room tour, hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll be able to highlight these particular speakers. They are Infinity ES83s. Very, very good sounding speakers. When they came out at the time, I believe they were state of the art. They still sound absolutely exquisite. As far as my ear is concerned, I mean, I'm not an audiophile, but I think they sound exquisite, and I'll give you a better demonstration of them in the next video. In the meantime, I also bought this one, the Skyliners. Since I Don't Have You, this is the mono press. I think it's 63. Great sounding record, and actually looks and sounds close to as new. The record itself had shrink on it. I've since took it off. Again, it just sometimes the shrink does more harm than good. It had the breathe hole, so that wasn't the issue, but it just got really, dusty, musty, messy. So I just remove it completely from the album. And the Skyliners, Since I Don't Have You was their big hit, the one that I knew of. But the rest of it's a good album. It's This I Swear, I'll Be Seeing You, Lonely Way, If I Loved You, Warm, then Pennies from Heaven, It Happened Today, Zing Went to Strings, Tomorrow, and Lorraine from Spain. Great album. If you like pop, I happen to like oldies pop and doo-wop stuff. So I bought this as well. That covers it for this week. Hopefully you found something interesting in this video, and something that you may not have heard of before. So hopefully you enjoyed it and liked it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you like my channel, please hit the bell, subscribe, and hit the bells, and that way I'll give you when I put out videos. I try to put out a video a week. Sometimes yes, sometimes not so much. And I also try to keep them within the 10-minute period because I want them to be short and not long and drawn out. That said, have a great week. Hopefully it'll be warmer and drier where you are. If you're in Texas, I know a couple of my YouTube friends are in Texas. Hopefully everything's getting better for you guys. I know the weather warmed up and it looks like the power is coming back on. So hopefully you guys are all solid and good and there's not too much damage done to your house and your properties and etc. So have a great week all. I'll see you next week. Cheers.